Hey everybody, this is Limited KRGN, and then we're doing another toy review this week, and this is from Lutoys, and this is Ronin Warriors YoroiDen Samurai Trooper Armor Plus Demon Sovereign Elgato, or your Elgato. No, that's bad. But so this is Lutoys. I never heard of them. I guess they do a lot of toys. I guess they do a lot of third-party toys. So I don't know if this is technically a third-party toy or technically a bootleg toy, and I'll explain why I kind of think it is a bootleg toy in a bit. So this is from Samurai Troopers, or as everyone else who live here in the U.S. watched it in the 90s was Ronin Warriors. Yeah, so Ronin Warriors is one of those shows I watched when I was a kid. It's one of those. It's crazy because in the 90s, they dubbed a lot. Well, a couple dozen late 80s, early 90s animes into English, and Ronin Warriors was one of them that I freaking really loved, and I always loved it. And I even had the 90s toys of them. I had a bunch of them actually, and I remember buying those in KB toy stores. Wow, KB toy stores. Oh, it's been a long time. But yes, so again, this is from Ronin Warriors, or in the original Japanese when it came out, I think it's called Samurai Troopers. But again, if you guys never saw, I watched the anime, you're curious how it looks, that's how it looks. It's from Ronin Warriors. So this is the main villain of the story of his name is Tapa, also known as the Emperor of Evil Dynasty, or the Demon Emperor, I think in the Japanese one. But yeah. This, like I said earlier, is technically a third-party / kind of bootleg, and I'll explain why that now. Pretty much, to me, when I was kind of messing around with it already. The body of this is a little, loose and everything, but I think this is a copy of from the Samurai Trooper Armor Plus that came out about 9 or 10 years ago. So technically, that's bootleg part right there, you could say. But the rest is technically they made themselves. I think Lutoys made that, and that's the armor for the demon or the evil emperor. But so that's pretty much it, I think, about that. That's my theory, because so that's weird, because I don't know, like, that's why I'm kind of iffy. It could technically be a third party or technically be bootleg. Now again, this is third party, and the armor and the joints are loose, just keep that in mind. So it's gonna keep falling once in a while when I'm testing articulation. And of course, I'll tell you where I got it and when. Well, pretty much where I got it, how much I got it for in the end of the video. So let's open this baby up and get a better look of all the accessories and everything in it. Okay, guys. So I noticed a lot of this stuff was kind of loose already, and it was like it was already poke off. But I noticed everything was in the bag, so I didn't freak that much. I'm thinking, oh no, some of the stuff was missing, but. This is a cape, and there he is, the Emperor, Evil Emperor, the Demon Emperor. And I'm not guess you can see that, but yes. And pretty much here's all his accessories. One missing, it's in the bag. And again, some of the stuff is already out. Some of the stuff is die-cast, some of the other stuff is metal. I know I've seen this in the show. I think this is the sword that the shaman priest. I think this is the one that he used to seal him in, and everything. I could be wrong. Like I remember in the show it was like a staff / sword. But yeah. And actually, I was messing around with the head part, and I already took that out. So that's I'm being honest, it's already starting to look really cool. So of course, I'm not gonna bore you guys with setting this up. If you are curious about that, let me know in the comments, and in the future videos I'll do more of that. But I'm just showing you pretty much all the accessory, and it has a lot. It does have a lot, and then it comes with an extra set of like a basic samurai armor that you can have him display. But it is similar to his. I noticed it's just green, and yeah, and then it comes with a display kind of deal, and I think it lights up. I don't know if it works or not. And here's the other extra body, so you can have his armor's just sitting down, like in the show when they're standing next to the samurai standing right next to his armor, just standing there, but sitting down display. I really like that whole deal part. But yeah, I think this is an on and off switch. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'll test it out right now. So let me set him up, and you guys can get a better look at the figure itself. All right. Alright guys, so first let's look at the scope of this thing. So it's nice, it's basic, but it does have some cool effects looking like in the show, the evil emperor or the demon emperor. But yes, almost the whole body of the armor, just the armor almost, is pretty much die-cast metal. But like the scope on this is I like it. It's not like really nice detail, but it's not bad either. It's really like 50-50, I think. The paint on this is not bad either. The kind of like metallic metal is pretty cool. And the chrome is cool, but I feel like it's like, you know, easily can get scrape and scratch and paint off. But yeah, it's not bad. The mold on the armor itself. Again, it's pretty much in general 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces that's metal. Or when it's pretty much combined on this back part too, it's even the back part of the armor of his chest, it makes this thing very heavy. So the scope of what really draws me, what I really wanted this is the scope on the mask itself with the white hair is so, to me, dead on to the show, and I really like that. And the cool thing about this, it actually comes with an extra head. So just want to see this, the nice kind of like hot rod kind of chrome look. I really like this. So if for some reason this one breaks, you have an extra one to spare. But yeah, you also have an extra spare of the top part of the helmet. So let's test the articulation. Now, guys, I have to warn you, setting this thing up was such a headache. And I'm going to be, so it comes with a manual. I can't find it right now. And the manual doesn't really help you at all. It gives you some information how to set it up, but not really. So you are going to be struggling a lot. And then the joints on these are so, I knew they were going to be loose, like the joints are going to be loose, but man, the joints on these are really loose. It's crazy loose. And then you're mixing plastic with metal, you know it's not the greatest combination. You know it's gonna break, especially this is that third party and it's kind of like very cheap plastic. You know it's gonna break. Oh my god, dude, setting up the shoulder armor and the side of this armor was the hardest. Just, yeah, I'll explain the end of the video, but yes. So again, the hands and these parts fall off really easily, and this part falls out really easily. Just keep that in mind. So he does have not bad articulation, and I get right there, that's the first armor it comes off. I did warn you guys though, and there goes the arm. So pretty much what I warned you earlier is happening. See, that's pretty much this. That's, yeah. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. Articulation is not bad, but because of the armor, it does limit it. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to move it so much because I feel like the joints on this plastic figure are not the greatest. They're kind of cheap. I feel like over time they are gonna break. So just use it once in a while, you know, to pose them. But I have to warn you, this because these joints are not the greatest. This body of this figure is not the greatest. It cannot handle the weight of the figure, so it'll keep falling, or you know, just keep that in mind. And of course, I'm gonna have to glue this piece to it, pretty much. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I had to glue these pieces of the feet because they were so heavy, and with the plastic, they didn't support it, so they kept falling off. So yeah. So oh boy, let me put that in the side for now. So, and there goes the other piece. So that's the articulation like that. You can see that he does have a board joint. You could switch these hand expressions. I will not encourage that because again, the board joints I feel they're gonna break. Again, he does kick high. He does bend. He does have a little bit of like a board, kind of not like a kind of shrivel kind of board joint. He does move forward. The feet itself is die cast. There's pieces of die cast, but for some reason it just doesn't really click with the feet. Just keep that in mind. So just keep that in mind in general, okay, guys? So, let me just close that right there. You guys want to curious to see how the body by itself, it's similar to this one. I'm just gonna see that. It's a little dark, but it's pretty much similar to this one, that one. This is the one you can use when you have him sitting down. I'm never going to use that because just setting the armor up on this was the hardest. I am probably going to keep the green armor display right next to it, but yeah. You guys curious how it looks. Yeah, so I was so excited. I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm a little disappointed. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. So just yeah, so alright guys, so let's talk about the good and the bad about this figure. So and how much I got it and where I got it. So let's talk about the good part, and sadly there's more negative about this figure. So the good part is this thing looks beautiful, paint wise, scope wise, and if you just have it display, it's awesome. That's pretty much the only good part. So the negative part about this is that the joints on these are very cheap, so just keep that they may break, and every time I switch the hands they feel like they're gonna break. The joints on these are so weak, they cannot sustain the weight of the armor, and as you can see the arm keeps falling off. The parts that combine to this armor don't seem like they actually work for this armor, because I struggle for the longest just to set this up, just the shoulders and the sides. It's weird, and it's plastic with metal, and you never mix plastic with metal, especially little joints like that, especially that you have to click them on yourself, because they are gonna break. And I had to be very gentle, slowly, and it took me for like about 20-30 minutes just to make sure these didn't break, just to put them on. Yeah, it's just for the price, it's not worth it, and I'll explain the price right now. So you're curious where I got this and how much I got this. So start with the price. So I got this for $79 plus tax, came out to $84, and I got it through AliExpress. So I had seen this on eBay selling for like almost 120, 130. AliExpress is I guess kind of like it's like a company in China. They have, I guess, kind of like eBay in a way, because I have all these sellers in China, and they sell their stuff through their website, AliExpress. And I saw this for about $78 plus tax, free shipping, or you can pay for like about another $34 for advanced shipping. I just went with the free shipping. This got here, I'm from California, so this came from China. It literally only took a week and 3 days to get here, so the shipping was not that bad, and they're on the spot. And the cool thing about it is I use PayPal, so anything went wrong and I never got the item, I got lost, I could just fight it with PayPal, bing bang boom, got my money back. So that's the part right there. If you are curious, that's the website right there if you do want to get this. So honestly, I will get it only if you are a really hardcore fan of Ronin Warriors. This is cool to have with those other Armor Plus Warrior figures, because it looks really nice. But if you're just collecting, like I'll be honest, only you really want it, then get it. But it's a pass. It's a pass because it's not worth for the $80 price. I'm sorry. If this was like about 30 or 40, 45, I'll say yes, because you that's more less expensive. But 80 and up, no, I'm sorry. If I knew how bad this figure was, I wouldn't buy it. I would just admire it. I'm like, oh, that looks so nice. I'll just look at it once in a while, but not actually buy it. No, I wouldn't buy it. Just because of the articulation. Just because of the articulation and the joints are not that great, and the armor, it never really clicks on. It's not that great. I'm definitely gonna have to glue all the pieces to the armor so it stays on, and that's sad because I do want to display also sitting down in the chair, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna have this baby display with the other 80s and 90s villains. I have Mamura, Super 7 Mamura. I have Skeletor from He-Man from the newest one, I think Revelations. And I just want to have all these kind of 80s and 90s nostalgic villains, just figures displaying. This is one of them. So another thing I forgot to tell you guys, the guidebook, sorry, helps you to an extent, but not really. It's kind of weird in a way. Doesn't really help you in the way that it doesn't warn you about the little things you have to add on, the little ball joints to the metal and all that. So you kind of get confused with this guidebook. I had to wing it a little. I actually had to look at the photos of the figure itself to say, okay, this goes with this and this goes with, because the book for me doesn't help me explain, really help me to explain. But so if you are you are gonna buy it and you want to buy it for at least not super expensive like on eBay, you can, you know, okay price, but even that's too expensive for me. You can get this to AliExpress. But you have been warned, people, that when it comes to this figure, so you do decide to get it. I'm not gonna sell it or anything like that. I still love that it's from that show, Ronin Warriors. It's just up there with me when it comes to nostalgic stuff from when I was a kid, from the 80s and 90s. It's just, you know, third party bootleg, you know, you kind of get, but this is it was, you know, it was worse than I thought. But I do hope this helps, this video. You know, you're curious, ever want to buy one. I hope this helps even a little bit, because, you know, I am a collector and a fan, and my show is pretty much just for fans by fans. So this is Limitless KRGNN signing out, and I go and say keep collecting, and adios, and anywhere that helps your channel, leave a comment, subscribe, and yeah, bye.